Hello, hello. God bless you. God bless you, and welcome to another podcast, A Simplistic Word with Elder Dwight Kenneth Kirk. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining me on today. Today, we're going to talk about complacency. Yes. Today, we're going to talk about complacency. Now, I want you to understand something. When I'm talking about complacency here, I'm not talking about starting to run like you're crazy with your, like a chicken with your head cut off. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not giving you this to start hustling, as they say in the church, working for the pastor. No. That's not what we're going to talk about on today, all right? We're going to talk about complacency spiritually, and we're going to also talk about it in the workplace. We will also talk about it in the church. Now, we have our scriptures. Hebrews chapter 6 verse 12, Proverbs chapter 1 verse 32, Ezekiel chapter 30 verse 9, Revelations chapter 3 verses 15 through 16, and Proverbs chapter 13 verse 4. Now that is for your study time, but the three we will be going through will be Hebrews, Proverbs, and Revelations. Now, we're going to talk about complacency because I had a young man on my job come to me. What happens when you're on a job for so many years, you become complacent. You're no longer concerned about moving up. You're not worried about, doing more, or you're pretty much ready to just do the most minimal amount that you can do. Get over, get by, get somebody else to do your work for you, certain things, not everything, and get over. Now, I know I'm talking to somebody because, you got a lot of older guys, on the job, been there for about 20, maybe 25 years. Come to you, could you do that for me? Man, it's right there because, the old man hurting, I'm hurting. Nah. So what happened was, the young man came to me. He said, Kurt, how is it that you could be somewhere for 20-some years and just get away with murder? Do what you do it the way you do it. Don't even care. And just, and I stood there for a minute, and God gave it to me. They're complacent. They're complacent. They are in the place where if I can get over on you, I'm going to make you do the majority of the work. You're going to go, but you're not smart enough, because the game is I've been here longer, so I'm going to make you do more. But when we talk about complacency will stagnate. See, what happens with a lot of people that have been on jobs a long time, after so long, they begin to no longer care. They are not going to do no more than what they need to do. And I mean, you might get them to do a little bit extra here and there, but the majority of the time, they're going to do the most minimal amount of work that they can do. And that's wrong. That's not right. All right? So the definition of complacency is a feeling of smug or uncritical satisfaction with oneself or one's achievements. That's what I mean, because, they don't care. You say something to them, they will get upset with you and say, how can you come to me after all the years that I've been here? You have the nerve. Well. I see, sir, old man, you're complacent. And you need to move on out the way because you're stopping progress. I know you hear about it. You hear with leadership and things like that. Minister may have been around for 20-some years. They delegating and, doing some couple of things. But they're not that old. You know what I'm saying? So they can still do some work. But because of complacency and, no demand on doing more, which a lot of times becomes the leadership that's over the leadership, because they teach them to, divvy out the work. I've never been one for that. I've never been one to do that. I'm working with. I'm not giving out work. I'm working. The thing with Elder Kirk on my job is, and this is the way that I am, I don't like politics. I don't like the guys that, my boss's boss. I don't like those guys because they do dirt no good. Please play it for my boss's boss, because he's going to be around for the next couple of days. So please, somebody play it for him. I don't play any games. I'm not about jokes. I don't want to smile in your face or anything like that. I see the politics in everything. So when it comes to say Elder Kirk, I've been to my job this year going on 14 years, but I gets it in. I don't sit around. I don't wait for anything to get done. I keep moving because I know that's what's going to keep me young, and I'm not bending over and making a bunch of noise and getting stuck and all this other stuff and falling all over the place. It's not right to be complacent when you have new people that are coming, and then you get mad when you start seeing them slack off and you say that they're no good. They're no good because you are no longer any good. Move out the way. Just go ahead and move. Just get on out the way. Just stop it. Because what happens, like I said before, when they come in, they need to be taught the right way. But what happens is they're seeing too many people play games. They're seeing too much going on, and that deters them. That stagnates their growth. Complacency will stagnate the growth. It will stop it from happening all the way around. So that does have something to do with the church not having power in 2017, if you wanted to know. There's too much complacency. There are too many favors. There's too much, oh baby, and not enough discipline. Now, when I say not enough discipline, I'm not talking about the old school traditional, I'm talking about when a matter comes up and needs to be taken care of, keep moving. But we don't do that. Oh, I'll take care of it. Write this down, please. If I'm taking care of a situation that got out of hand, but it's taking me 30 minutes to 15 to 20 minutes, let's say 15 to 30 minutes to get this situation, guess what? You spent too much time, you didn't do anything. Okay, leadership? If it's taking you 15 to 30 minutes to calm a situation down, to just go on and on and on and on and keep talking, guess what? That's why you went back and it happened again. It needs to be taken care of. I'm done. That's it. Do it again. You're out. You're gone. I don't have time. It's too hot in the kitchen to be playing games. And that's for job, leadership, whatever the case may be. There's too much playing going on. There's too much complacency. People. Okay, everybody, turn with me. Proverbs chapter 13, verse 4. Y'all know well that I'm in the Amplified. Proverbs chapter 13, verse 4. And it reads, this is Amplified, everybody. The appetite of the sluggard craves and gets nothing, but the appetite of the diligent is abundantly supplied. Now, I want y'all, when you hear that, I don't want you to automatically think, now it's time to run and don't get any sleep and fall out from exhaustion. Okay? Because that will be used to tell you that. All right? Now, the way Elder Kirk is teaching this, I will say it again. The appetite of the sluggard craves and gets nothing, but the appetite of the diligent is abundantly supplied. Now, what does that mean? That means that I stay on course. Sluggard, sluggard, that's you sluggish. You ever heard? I feel so sluggish today. I really don't feel like doing anything. That sluggard. That means, and that's not bad. Some days that happens, especially if you've been working for 5 days and the 6th day you're off. Guess what? Elder Kurt's a sluggard on Saturday. Okay? I'm a sluggard. Yes, I said it. So, when you're diligent and you stay on course, God supplies. Now, diligent didn't say run with the chicken with your head cut off. Is that what y'all read? I didn't hear that. Now the chicken, stay diligent, stay on course. Do not become a sluggard, because guess what? It says here, a sluggard, they ain't gonna get nothing. They're not gonna get nothing. Only the ones that stay diligent and stay on course. People, complacency. Just make complacency an enemy. How about that? You make complacency an enemy, guess what? It'll change. And like I said, I'm not talking about chicken with your head cut off. When you go into somewhere, you understand, and you're diligent about it. Now, I use this for an example. This was going through in my head as I was going to work this morning. It always got me it took me a long time to understand, because I knew some people and I asked them when I was younger, how is it that you could be a cheerleader, head of the such and such club, do something else, and then do about 3 or 4 more other things? How in the world can you do all that? And that was just me. Because I was just, I was in the club dancing, what I'm saying, and singing, having me a good time. I couldn't see myself compartmentalized like that. But they stay diligent. And a lot of people that do that, guess what? They're successful. A lot of people that stay diligent like that, I'm not saying stay busy, but stay diligent and have a heart for that, they succeed. Because guess what? They want it. They are in the position of where they're saying, you know what? If it takes me to do these 5 or 6 things, this is the goal that I'm going for. Guess what I'm doing? And like I said, young people. Now I'm pretty sure when they get in college and the homework, gets a little bit heavier, what I'm saying, they fall back and stuff like that. But they use that as that resume. But they're diligent. Sometimes it'd be from middle school all the way through high school and maybe some years in college. But a lot of people that do that are successful. Look at the statistics. You will find out. You must stay diligent and not be a sluggard. All right? Let's go to Hebrews chapter 6, verse 12. And it reads, I'm in the Amplified, everybody. In order that you may not grow disinterested and become spiritually sluggards, but imitators behaving as do those who through faith by their leaning of the entire personality on God in Christ in absolute trust and confidence in his power, wisdom, and goodness, and by practice of patient endurance and waiting are now inheriting the promise. Same thing. Now, let me make sure that you understand this now. I'm not talking about waiting until you die to go to heaven. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you do not be sluggish about what God has called you to do. Do not be a sluggard when you go to work because you are expecting a paycheck. How do you expect a paycheck when you don't want to do half the work you're being told to do? If you're doing the most minimal amount of work, then come on. So I think you should be paid the most minimal amount of money. Complacency as an enemy, everybody. And like I said, it's on the job, and sometimes it's in your house, and it's in your church. Complacency will sit in, you will become a sluggard, and what happens is they depend on the next person. That's complacency. If somebody's been doing something for so long, and you don't have to do nothing, guess what? You chilling. And the second they ask you to do something, man, come on, dang. How you asking me to do something now? I've been chilling all this time. It's a sluggard. They're sluggards now. They have, come on, dependent on somebody else